All right, all right. If you have missed us joining us for Hanukkah, I thought I would quickly go through the things that we covered on the first night of Hanukkah. Oops. All right, so the candles are placed from right to left, just like you would read Hebrew, right to left, but they're lit from left to right. I'm not really sure why. But we have something from Shammai and Hillel, who were rabbis, very prominent rabbis, when the Hanukkah, the modern Hanukkah, came about. So Shammai wanted to light the candles all at once from the first night, and little by little, the candles would drop off each night until the last night. You would just have the one candle remaining. But Rabbi Hillel, persevered, and he wanted everyone to light a candle. So you were counting the nights of Hanukkah. And actually, for counting, it makes more sense to count up than to count down. I don't know. All right. So the order of the candles, like I said, Hillel, one out. And today we use the Hanukkah that helps us mark the 8 days of Hanukkah. And it is not the same as the 7-branch menorah used in God's temple. That one is holy and holy to the Lord, and not to be, things that were in the temple were holy. The people were not to have them or to have anything that looks like them. And so the modern Hanukkah actually does, to me, it does look a little bit like the menorah in the temple. So, but the earliest menorahs did not look this way. And later on in this, I'm going to show you one of the earliest ones. So today is Kislev 25, which is the first day of Hanukkah, and it falls on the Dead Sea Scroll calendar, December the 12th. We know that the Pharisee date, they passed Kislev 25 last Saturday, so they began last Friday. All righty, so this is the first night of Hanukkah. So what does the number 1 symbolize in our Bible? And it stands for strength, unity, uniqueness, priority, and primacy. So who does this number best describe? All right, if you said God the Father, you are correct. So we have in the first verse of the Bible, it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So we find out in the first verse of the Bible that he created time, that's the beginning, space, that's heavens, and the earth, that's matter, all at once. Scientists discovered that you cannot have one of these without needing all three. You can't have time without space and matter. You can't have space without time and matter. You can't have, and so on. You get it. So the Bible declared that God, created them together long before science and science experiments were ever invented to tell us that it had to be that way. So we can trust the Bible. All right, so then we have the Shamash. Oh, and this is an old Hanukkah. And notice that it does not look like a menorah. These went on walls. And so you have the Shamash behind, and then you have the 8 Hanukkah lamps, candle holders for the candles. So in the older versions of the Hanukkahs did not have any resemblance to as they look today. So the Shamash candle stands for Jesus, and he is the helper candle. And in John chapter 1, John makes some incredible statements about Jesus. It says, in the beginning was the Word, that's Jesus, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that light was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. So at the very beginning of John, he's already making this connection between Jesus being the light of the world. Okay, so I have this video here from Aaron at Got a Minute. He is a rapture enthusiast. He's always looking for when the rapture may be. He's funny too. All right, so he put this video out a couple weeks ago, and it is very interesting. We're going to listen to him tell us about the first sentence of the Bible.
And I really pray that you earnestly seek this out and consider this. God wrote the end from the beginning. We're going to first show you Revelation 22, verse 13. This is the words of Christ. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last.
So the Alpha and the Omega, because the book of Revelation was written in Greek, the Alpha and the Omega, that's the first letter and the last letter of the Greek alphabet. But if you look at Hebrew, the first letter and the last letter is the Aleph and the Tav, and it's very significant.
And we're going to go over to Isaiah 46, verse 10. For I am God, and there is no other. I am God, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, Let's go to the first verse in Genesis, and then I'll explain to you what I got here. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
So how God said, I declare the end from the beginning. And then he goes to the beginning, first sentence of the Bible. So does the first sentence of the Bible tell us the end from the beginning? Let's find out.
This is my English translation. Now, we know that it was originally written in Hebrew. It reads from right to left. In the beginning, created God. Nothing here, but I'll explain what this is. Heaven and earth. So what we have here is 7 words in the first phrase of the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Every word represents every 1,000 years. So God declared the end from the beginning. I just read to you that, Isaiah 46, verse 10. And God said, Jesus said that he's the Alpha and the Omega. He said that he's the Aleph and the Top, and every word represents 1,000 years. So he told us what would happen in every 1,000 years in the first phrase of the Bible. Jesus said he's the Aleph and the Top. This is the Aleph and this is the Top. This is the beginning and the end. So God told us that he's going to send the Messiah on the 4th day. Your Messiah came on the 4th day. Let me show you how it used to be read in Hebrew. The Aleph and the Tav. Okay, so
the Aleph and the Tav represents Jesus, and the Aleph is the ox, and the Tav is the cross. So from the very beginning sentence of the Bible, it is declaring that Jesus, in the beginning, created God, the Aleph and the Tav. That if the Aleph and the Tav is Jesus, very beginning, the moment that he created all that he created, he already put Jesus on the cross.
He put the ox, the sacrifice, on the cross on the 4th day. Jesus said, I'm the Aleph and the Tav, on the beginning and the end. And what does he do? He puts it in the center phrase, in the first phrase of the Bible. He puts Jesus in the center of the first phrase of the Bible. I'm the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. I'm going to send my son to die on the cross in the 4th year, 4,000th year. And that's exactly what your Messiah did for you. He died approximately 2,000 years ago from today. But that's not all. He not only told you when the Messiah was going to come the first time, but he told you when the Messiah was going to come the second time. So we got an Aleph and a Tav. We have an Aleph and a Tav in the 6th letter. So at the end of the 4,000th year, he told us that he was going to die on a cross, and he's going to come again at the end of the 6,000th year. And he said it in the 6th word. This first word is the 6th letter in the Hebrew alphabet. It means Vav. It means nail.
Okay, so the Vav, when we see the Aleph and the Tav again, this time it comes with the Vav. And the Vav means the nail. And that's significant because we know that when Jesus comes at his second coming after the tribulation and all the things that are going on in the tribulation, all the Christians will be gone. So how will the Bible says that the Israelites, the Jews that are in Israel during that time, will look on the one they have pierced and they will mourn for him, the one that they had pierced. So how would they know that it's Jesus coming? It's because of the piercings in his hands. The nail marks are there. So from the very beginning sentence of the Bible, we see that in the 6,000th year, Jesus is going to return with the nail prints in his hands, and people, the Jews, will see him, and all Israel, all of the Israelites that are present and alive at that point in the tribulation will be saved because they will see and recognize who their Messiah is.
It's also a 6 could represent man too, because he created man on the 6th day. So what's going to happen here is what this verse is saying is, I'm going to send your Messiah on the 4th day, and he's going to die on the cross for you, and he's going to come again at the second coming on the 6th day. Even more, what's going to happen? He's going to bring his kingdom to earth. Look at this. This is earth, and this is his kingdom, heaven.
He just said that just reminded us that the 6th day is the day that God created man. And so this is telling us that God is going to come as a man, even in the first sentence of the Bible.
Yeshua HaMashiach, who died on the cross for you, 4,000 years into creation, is coming back on the 6,000th day. Right at the end here, and he's bringing heaven to earth. And this word is and. It's a connector word. This vav is a connector, so it connects heaven and earth. His kingdom is coming. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. And who's bringing it? The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. The line from King David. Your Messiah, died on the cross for you. In year 4,000, it said it. He told us, and he's coming again at the end of the 6,000th year, bringing in the millennial reign on earth. Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning. Here it is. Jesus died for you. Please share. Please consider this if you are not a believer. We are minutes away from this happening in God's calendar. We really are very close to the millennial kingdom coming. We're within breaths, minutes, days. Please, please, please ask Jesus into your heart. And I pray to see you up there, because this is going to happen real soon. God bless.
All right. So isn't the first sentence of the Bible so interesting? In the beginning, created God. And we have the Aleph and the Tav. That's Jesus, the power and the strength of God nailed to the cross. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That and is when Jesus comes back with the nails, piercings in his hand. All right, so let's get back to the last of our first day of Hanukkah slide. The first 7 days of creation, God created he separated the light from the darkness. And question, how could there be light and darkness if there was no sun? Could it be that there was separating the light of his spirit from the darkness that was already there? I don't know. Then he separated the waters above from the waters below. And the third day, he created the seeds and he planted things, and yet there's no sun. Seeds can grow without the sun. They don't. They're a little bit healthier when there's the sun around. All right, the fourth day, we have the sun and the moon and the stars created for the times and seasons. The fourth day, we have the birds of the air and the fish of the sea. And then on the sixth day, he created all the land animals and man. All right. And on the seventh day, he rested. All right. That's it for first day of Hanukkah. Thank you for joining me. Happy Hanukkah. Bye-bye.